Morning, it's Saturday. Hope you're having a great day. It's Tammy again here. Just want to do some of these quick videos to show some different thinking outside the box ideas for Christmas cards. Not everybody, I love traditional, the traditional cards, Santa Claus, snowmen, all that kind of jazz. Not everybody does, and not everybody gets cold weather, so I thought this is kind of cute with the cactuses, and people do like cactuses. And which in Texas we don't either. This actually reminds me a lot of South Texas, where Lala's from. It's like there's cactuses everywhere. So this is very reminiscent of what their Christmases would be like down there. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you how I did this. What I did was I used this set, which is not a Christmas set per se, but it's Cactus Cuties. And I used some of the Christmas to Remember greetings. Now these two, if they're not current, but again, as I've told you before, you can get them on eBay, Marketplace. Different groups sell their retired products. You can find it if you want it. I think there's everything on the internet nowadays. If you want it, you can find it. If you go, looking, if you want it bad enough, you'll find it. But this is what I did. On the inside, I used the Hope Your Day is on Point from Cactus Cutie, that whole thing. And then Merry Christmas. I thought that was kind of cute with the cactuses. And I'm going to show you how we did this. I went ahead and I've got, of course, my layers cut, so you don't have to watch me trim and cut that. And I did stamp my cactuses, and I'll show you a little bit how I did that. And the pots, which they have some stamps for pots in here in the set, but I also have this pattern paper with flower pots that I thought, you know what, I'm just going to cut some out. So that's what I did. Made the pots for my cactuses, and there we go. So let's start putting this together, get the basics going, and I can kind of show you some of the things that I did. Nothing earth-shattering, nothing like genius, just, some things that I thought, hey, I think that, I just looked at it and said, I think that would work. Like I've told you before, I watched a lot of Sesame Street with Baby Girl, and, their whole thing is to get people to think outside the box and come up with different solutions for things. And their whole thing is, I wonder, what if, let's try. So, I wonder, I did that with this. I had this deal, I saw the cactus set and said, I bet I could use that for a Christmas card. Another alternative to any traditional one that you might not care for, you might not want. So anyway, there you go. I've got my base layer, which I thought this little stripe works pretty well with the cactuses. I liked it. At first, when I first saw, I thought I wasn't crazy, but I do that. I'll make a card and I'm not crazy, but next day I get up and go, oh, that's not too bad. Okay, I actually do like that. So this is my base here. Like I said, I've already stamped the inside with my sentiment. I've learned the hard way to do that first, because you really hate to do the front, get it all pretty, and then the inside, either you are crooked or it doesn't ink up right, or you get lines around it. It's just frustrating because you have to then find a way to cover this or redo it. Thankfully, a lot of times you can just pull up your top and like move it to another card base. That is true. But I went ahead and got this done to save y'all some time today. So this is my inside sentiment. Let's put our cactuses on. Now, what I did actually, I wanted, again, I've been doing this lately. I did it with my ghost for the Halloween card. I like to put it on a paper and just to give it a little bit more pop and a little more trim, and to kind of distinguish it a little bit more from the busy background. So I'm going to take and I'm going to glue, stick down my cactuses on here on the red with their pot. Let me put this here so I remember which one is which. Okay, now let's stick his pot here. Get our scissors. We just trim around. It doesn't have to be even Steven perfect trim. I just want to have like a little red base under it. I like layers for everything, literally everything, but I like for this to kind of distinguish. You can see where this is raised up from the background. It's just a preference. I like it. You might not like it. You might not think It's necessary. The beauty of this is that it's your call. When you're making something and you're being creative, there's no wrong way to do it, okay? So I'm going to now put the rest of my cactuses. Hope you guys are doing good. This coming week is Thanksgiving. We'll go down and see Lala's mom, and we will see lots of cactuses down there. So actually it's kind of cool that I'm doing this now, because we're gonna be among them soon. Cactuses are really cool. It's just, I love going down there and seeing them all. Some of them do produce fruit. Some of them have real pretty flowers. We always said that we wish that we had put, not that anything bad happened, but we always give advice to people with daughters to put some of these prickly cactuses outside your bedroom windows. They can't sneak out. Nobody can sneak in. Or actually as a deterrent to burglaries too, I guess I should say. Not that your kids are going to do bad things. I'm not saying that. Okay, let's do the little guy here. Yeah, by no means am I saying your kids are going to be sneaking out, but for burglaries and things, it actually is a good idea. And I've seen houses who've done that, where they have the cactuses, and I guarantee you, no one's trying to climb in those windows. Not very bright if they do, in other words. So, getting ready for old Christmas. I've got a lot of my stuff put out, but I got some more to put, and we don't have a tree up yet. That'll be after we get back from Thanksgiving. So I got my cactuses on their outline. Now I'm going to use my dimensionals, which I do love. Actually, what I'm going to do first, you know what I think I'll do first? I'm going to show you my fancy way of putting Christmas lights, which this is a generic, not even a big name brand pen. It's just a cheapy pen. And all I did was just kind of draw some lines, just like if you would be looping some lights over. The little one's a little bit weird, but these actually turn out pretty good. What we're going to do is, I don't know if you can see, I'm just drawing a line. I'm just going to kind of go at a go diagonally across. You know how you would see Christmas lights. I did him a little bit different than before, but that's okay. Now let's start here on him. Okay, now we gotta have our lights we got the string, now we need the lights for the string. And you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull out my doodads, because I like me some doodads. And what I'm gonna do is just no set pattern, just randomly put, I like red, blue, green, gold for Christmas colors, and that's really, Christmas lights, that's generally what they are. I know a lot of people like white lights. I like multicolor lights on a tree, but I like white lights too. But okay, so I got some red, put some green, let's get them. Hubby's out back doing cutting the backyard. Don't know if y'all hear that. Sometimes we get, lately it's been like, I think last weekend it was too rainy to get out there and do anything. And so today though, we can actually get out and do some yard work. Do I want another green? I think let's move on to our blue. How about that? Let's put some blue. I'm gonna put him one here. Well, if I get him to stick, he wants to hold on to my fingernail. Okay. You got to go there, little doodad. All right, now I'm gonna put him here. And I'll put one here. Okay. And I've got some gold ones somewhere. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna put this one here. And then I'll put, looks like I've only got little ones and great big ones yellow, but I think this will work. So I put that here. I'm gonna move him because it looks like he's coming off the tree, the little green light, doesn't it? Okay. All right, there's my cactuses. And just to add a little bit more sparkly lights, I'm gonna do the clear. That way we have multi and clear lights on our trees. How about that? I'm flexible. Like I say, I like both. It's just growing up, my memories are of multicolored and all the different, you know, remember the ornaments, like you'd make stuff at school, and I have a bunch that my kids made at school. I've got them put away to hopefully give to them when they start having kids, or, well, they can find them when I die, right? And they can decide what they want to do with them. Okay, let's move him up here a little bit. He's kind of close to the other diamond. Okay, let's put him here. Okay, got a few more on this guy. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I got my cactuses done. Now we're going to put them on with the dimensionals, like I told you. Okay. And like I say, I'm trying to think of different things to do that are not so, you know, the normal traditional, like, and I can tell you this too, if you don't have a set like this cactus set, there's different papers, pattern papers that have cactus. You could cut them out just like I did the flower pot bases and use them. So maybe that's the way to do it, like find a pattern paper. I'm sure you can go to Hobby Lobby or anywhere online and find them. So I've got my Christmas trees, and now we're going to put Season's Greetings up here. And this is what we're going to do for that. Basically I did the same thing. I'm going to stamp it and then trim around it and then put him on a red base and put him there. And I thought that turned out, like I say, if you've got someone that's just not into the normal, like the traditional Christmas things, or if they're in a deserty kind of hot, dry climate, and this is more what they're used to, this is their traditional Christmas, I should say. It's not that they're not traditional, this is just their memories come from this setting. Then I thought, well, that'd be pretty good. I'm gonna put these in here so I don't lose them, because I have a habit of putting stamps around, then I'm like, well, what happened? I can't find it. Now I'm going to cut this out, and there's no rhyme or reason. I just kind of cut around any little curly cues to give it a shape. I thought about, and I may tweak it and do some others with some different greetings. There's one stamp in this set that said, "'Tis the season." So, well, you could do that too, but I started looking at this and I go, well, this actually is growing on me. I kind of like it. If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Anywho, let's get him going. It's a Saturday, like I say. I know everyone's got stuff to do. I appreciate if you're watching this. I know some people start them and watch for a few minutes, and that's fine. You know, I just appreciate anyone who will view. If they could subscribe to my channel, that'd be great. If you could have people subscribe and watch and like my videos, I'd like that too. I appreciate it. I'm gonna stick him on here now, right here, and I'm gonna make his little background. And this is construction paper, just so you know. I buy a lot of red and green construction paper for this time of year to use as my layers. I like my layers, and it's way cheaper, and you get a whole lot of it for a lot less than what you buy cardstock. But I will tell you, when you're cutting, be careful, because it shreds easily. And a lady online I saw, I don't know who it was, but there was a trick that she taught that does work. If you put a regular piece of like the copy paper, like from your printer, under it, it won't snag. That works also sometimes if your blade's getting dull on your cutter. Put that printer copy paper, easy for you to say, piece of copy paper under your paper, and it won't snag. So that does work, just so you know. That's a freebie. I'm not going to charge for that helpful tip, okay? But anyway, so I buy this. Another thing, construction paper does fade, so that's also something to think about. But it's a cheap way to make layers and to do things, and you can use it for other projects too if you have kids around. So this is just what I do, you know. It's just a cheaper. I would rather save money on things like that, and then free up money in the budget for things like a cute stamp set, or some card bases, or the ink that you need, or the tape runners. You know, you need those. And so I'd rather use my resources on that than buying too much paper, or that I'm just going to cut up into little pieces for layers anyway. And same thing, I glued my sentiment on here, and I'm just doing them a little trim around. So we're going to do this. I'm going to put him on some little dimensionals, and I've got some the tiny ones. Let me find them. Where did I put them? Well, you know what? We can take this and we can actually use this right here. See, I just cut the trim, which I totally use the trim around them. I don't waste anything on. Everything on this sheet gets used, so it's like when I say I get my money's worth, I get my money's worth. Okay, now I'm gonna stick him here. And there you go. There is my Cactus Cutie Christmas card. Like I say, I'm just trying to come up with different ideas that aren't your traditional. This is not my card this year. It might be one year coming up. You never know. But mine is definitely more of a traditional kind of card, and I'll show that later. But again, this is a cutie. If you would like some of these, I can make them for you. If you'd like, you know, help finding the set, you want to make it yourself, or like I said, if you can find a paper with cactus on it and cut it out and do that, you could do this. It's not hard. Anyway, let me know if you want more info, or if you'd like some of these. I could definitely help you out with that. I will put this on the Etsy store, but you can also buy them from me directly if you like. Tammy's Paper Smiles is on Facebook, Instagram, we're on Pinterest, and we have the YouTube channel and the Etsy store. So you can find me all over. I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to all my different medias. It does, it boosts my ego, if nothing else, and gives me a little bit more encouragement. So I do thank you for that. You have a good one. Have a happy Thanksgiving. I'm hoping to have a video out Monday. So if not, though, if you don't watch it before Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Safe travels to you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.